Professor, I'm on record with that.
They're not bulletproof.
I'm on record that
They
there
not
needs to be
bulletproof.
larger discussion, not involving me.
Piss. Piss the hell off. Yes, girl, this is crazy. Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, they did not. It was actually crazy finding out.
No, what was crazy was the conversation I had with the administrators that nobody was in the room for but me. That is what was crazy. Stuff like that bothers me. So, but I'm cool. I'm just bringing light to it. And it'll come out. Thank you.
How great is our God?
I did not. But it's...
Do you want to make it real quick?
Yeah, I
It's
can
like
make
2
it.
seconds.
I really made a fit out of this.
No, bad.
And that's black boy magic, period. They went out, this black boy got all this black boy magic. This is just too much for my dang mental. Hey Brendan, let me start by saying I'm sorry for what you and another UA student have gone through, and I understand your frustration for this. My name is Robert De La Garza. I'm a news writer for UA student paper, The Daily Cougar. I'm sure I could talk to my editor and get your story out there. It's our job to hold UH accountable for situations like this. Please let me know if you are willing to share your story. Like, I'm not worried about who not trying to help me out. I'm trying to worry about the people who care about this story. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to get this story to as many students and student organizations. I sent it to everybody. I was not kidding because this is wild.
And this just happened yesterday.
This just happened yesterday.
Well, it happened. Well,
It
happened in November.
In November.
Oh,
We
and it
found
just
out about it yesterday.
So now you see why I'm pressing the issue, because why didn't they tell us, man? And why did they give us a vest and they didn't give you one? Did you get a vest from your school? Did you know anything that happened about police pulling guns out on students?
Oh, no.
Oh, great. I'm so glad I got this on camera because people trying to make me feel like I'm crazy. I'm trying to let people know. I'm trying to let students know that your life is a threat, MM. They gave us this vest because a student got a gun pulled out on him by UHPD. They gave us this vest because a student got a gun pulled out on him by UHPD. So now
he was acting a scene.
He was acting a scene.
And it wasn't even like a scene of violence, but it was like a little roughhousing or whatever. And they pull up, and the first initial thought is pull out a gun instead of investigate, see what's going on.
So when it smacked me in the face, I got mad, and I got like very emotional. I broke down crying. And I just want to share this story because I'm like starting at the beginning, trying to get some information.
Yeah, this is the Buffalo Soldiers Museum, and just sharing some books of the work that we do off of Caroline in Midtown, like right across the street from HCC on out west. I think it's Alabama. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it talks about the legacy, the history of African Americans in military, right, from the Civil War to present day.
Where I'm a part of the Good News Gospel Choir, we're singing, but I'm wearing this vest, right?
Yeah.
Because recently, just yesterday, they passed these vests out to us at 9 o'clock, first class.
Okay.
And as they were passing them out, they asked us, were we aware of what happened on campus? They proceeded to tell us that UHPD pulled out guns on a black student here on campus, and we had no knowing of it because it happened in November.
And they're just telling
So
you
I'm
all
trying to cause awareness
Yes.
to the students on campus and the student organizations
Right.
because we are the only ones with vests. So I feel like if we have to have a vest to show that we are not a threat,
Yes, go ahead.
then somebody else should have a vest. Other black people and other people of color on campus should know about what happened. What's up, man?
Doing good, doing good.
Check.
All right. Okay.
Good afternoon, how y'all doing? I said good afternoon, how y'all doing? Y'all still in the building with me? Okay. Good afternoon, we are Good News Gospel Choir. We are thankful for being invited to this event, but before we sing, we want to shine some light on what we found out about yesterday. In November, there were 2 students, one being a black man who was rehearsing a theatrical scene outside of the theater building, which involved some roughness. An innocent bystander called UHPD, but when they arrived, they approached the 2 students with their guns drawn. After just finding out about this yesterday, not from UHPD or from our administrators, our theater teacher gave us these vests that we are now supposed to wear to signify we, the students, are not threats. I'm making people aware of this, and I need people to know that we are still in a place where we need to seek justice. So right now, we're going to sing praises to our God who is the perfect judge. Come on, if you want to celebrate the King, you can stand up on your feet. Let's just lift up the name of our God today. Is that all right with y'all? Come on, stand up. See how great is our God. Sing with me how great is our God. And all will see how great is our God. Come on, put your hands together right here. Yeah, we come to lift up the name of a King who has never lost a battle and never will. See how great is our God. Sing with me how great is our God. All will see how great is our God. Come on, you can do better than that. We're talking about a God who still reigns on the throne. Come on now. Say, I lift my hands to give you glory. Say, I lift my hands to give you praise. Say, I'll praise you, Lord. Say, I'll praise you, Lord. I got one question. Will you praise him today? Say, I lift my hands to give you glory. I in that spirit today. Who knows that you've been through some things, but we made it out yet another year. We're praising a God who sits on the throne and will never lose a battle. Say, I'm gonna praise you, Lord. I'll praise you, Lord. I'll praise you, Lord. I'm gonna praise you, Lord.
Is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And all will see how great is our God.
Thank you.
You see, unbeknownst to me, what I didn't realize was what my mother had been telling me from the time I began to ask why. My mother told me she was raised in the Jim Crow South. I represent the microcosm of the macrocosm of cases just like us.
Yes, sir.
It could be school.
Hallelujah. Thank you, God.
I need you to see yourself at your graduation.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
I want you to marry that vision with imagine the people who cheered you on along the way. Imagine them being in the room with you.
They are trying to sweep this under the rug, bro. Like, I just walked in here thinking I'm going to class at 9 a.m. So I'm looking for everybody in the fucking class. Like, where's everybody at in this bitch? So I called my friends. They talking about, did you see this email? What time they send the email?
Let's see, this was yesterday at 9:09 p.m.
So you got it at 9 from Jim.
from Jim Johnson. Yeah. Listen session will take place tomorrow, Thursday, February 25th at 10 a.m., which we know what you meant, January. But yeah, 9:09 p.m. That's after business hours.
So then they send this email, and this is something I told them to do, y'all. I told them to have this meeting. I told them to put out this formal announcement. I am the one. Now they trying to get in front of it. No, there's no way I can let that happen. We are the people of this fucking school. We have the power. Not even thinking I'm gonna have to go through this at 9 a.m. It's freaking crazy. Everybody get to think this not so big. This does not matter. This is so crazy. Somebody's gonna feel me today. Like, oh my God, my heart is pounding so hard. I'm getting anxiety. I'm reliving this trauma. I have PTSD. Shit is triggering the fuck out of me.
With all the best intentions, discussed with the University of Houston Police a strategy for ensuring that this kind of thing won't happen again. And they came up with a solution. And again, I'm going to acknowledge that the solution was not presented to you in the best possible way. In fact, it wasn't presented to you in a good way at all. And we all acknowledge that. Everyone around me acknowledges that that's a problem. And I'm sorry for it. I apologize for that. We also acknowledge that the solution is not a solution. And we're going to retract the solution and figure out what else to do. And in fact, we want to hear from you. How do we do this? How do we make you feel safe? How do we provide a safe space for you? We want to hear from you so that we can mutually arrive at a solution that works for everyone. The third thing here is that this issue is directly related to the lack of appropriate rehearsal space in the school. And I'll tell you, there is not a day that goes by that we don't talk about this problem. I understand it's a problem. I've known for a long time it's a problem. We are addressing the problem. We are, in fact, involved in the renovation of a large classroom space right now that will add space for you that you can use for scene work, rehearsal work, classroom work, various other kinds of activities. So we are actively addressing the problem, and again, it is front of mind every day. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say we talk about this every day. I'm kind of thinking about like the sequence of events in my office for the last 5 days, and every day it's come up in some way or another. So we are actively addressing that problem. But the problem we have here now, and the incident on November 4th, is directly related to the lack of appropriate rehearsal space in the department. I totally acknowledge that, and I'm sorry that is the case. And I want to hear from you. What does it look like for you, and how can I do better? How can we do better? Right? That's what I want the goal of this to be. I want to look forward. I want a solution. I want to create a safe space for you. I don't like hearing, it literally keeps me awake at night. It's totally real, like when you say you don't feel safe. Right? I am here, all of us are here, to create a safe space in which you can learn, you can work, you can get an education. All of that. That's why we're here. Just like so. I want that to be the outcome, and I acknowledge all of my actions. I totally take ownership of anything I've done, right or wrong, any missteps, and I'm sorry for it. And I do want to hear from you. Can I just for a second introduce who's here? Again, I'm Andrew Davis. I'm Dean of the College. Megan Topham is Associate Dean for Operations. Caesar Moore is Chief of Police for the University of Houston. And I'm going to trust you know everyone else in the room. Rob Shimko is Director of the School of Theater and Dance. And I know you know your faculty instructors. I'm sorry, yes.
Hi, Dean Davis. My name is Brandon Sanders.
Brandon, it's good to see you.
We've met before.
Yes, we did.
Since you want to hear from us, I just want to share my experience with this situation. Starting today, I walked in the building thinking I was going to class at 9 a.m. and come to find out there was no one in the room. No one was there. I had no idea that this meeting was going on because they apparently sent this email out within the last night. I had other things going on outside of this. So I keep finding it an issue why that we want to have this conversation, but we keep wanting to limit on who it involves. That's what is bothering me, that there's only a certain number of people in this room and not the entire school. That is what's bothering me, that I keep walking into this building every day and I keep getting hit like a truck, reliving this traumatic situation that I did not even go through. That this young man probably didn't even get the space to say what happened here. That this situation keeps trying to get swept under the rug. That is what's bothering me the most. And I feel like the students in this room have the power to bring this story light, that other people outside of this school should know what happened. The messages that you guys wanted to send out with a green vest, orange vest, whatever color vests those were, just to signify that we weren't safe on this campus. Those are the message you guys are sending out, that this problem is that big that you only sent out an email last night. That is what's bothering me the most. I didn't get this information and I keep feeling misinformed on what's happening on my campus. How many other students are misinformed on this situation? It's not that big to you guys. Like, that's what's bothering me, and I keep having to stop and tell this story because this story is the biggest story of my life. I cannot stop and leave that at the door. Everybody else gets to but me, but this young man who experienced this trauma. He has to walk in this building every day and relive it. And this problem is this big to you guys. This room can't even contain the light that I hold to tell this story. That's how huge it is. I am the one doing all the work. I am the one that broke down crying, walked into the office and told the administration that they should hold a formal announcement. They had no plans on having this conversation until I opened my mouth and said something. So why was I still misinformed, miscommunicated on this situation? Because it's not that big to them. And if they tell you it is, they're misinforming you once again. Thank you.
after a week of not being in school, because I have created my own space to work on my own work this semester, I went to a movement class, and 2 of my Black colleagues, friends, and family had panic attacks after being notified of this meeting and this gathering today at the top of their day without any care or understanding what that would bring up for them. And one distinction I want to make is that you do not understand. You do not. When a level of trauma is inflicted to this degree and triggered in a Black body, you do not just add to a present experience, you trigger and ignite a line of them. That's all I have to say for now. I know that we hope that no student is traumatized by a situation from class to class, but the event is here that we are and we do. And I do want to have a separate conversation outlining larger problems, and specifically in the math program, but I don't think that this is the space for it. I think that something that would really help the situation,
I actually do wish that this was informed to the entire school instead of just to this. I just found out about this a few minutes ago before it was about to start, and that's really frustrating. I also wish that we were informed to the whole school, because this could have happened to the architectural building. This could have happened in the business building. This could have happened anywhere. But yet you decided to go here and just have this little conversation here and just give an email last night saying, okay, hey, we're gonna have this discussion. No, have this discussion to the entire school, because this is a big issue. You never know when another student is gonna get shot.
Can I suggest, I'm so sorry about the
Yeah, you didn't even hold the space to hear us.
Hear a little bit from the chief of police, because we brought up the subject of the police.
We can't hear him. We can't hear him. We can't hear.
They're repairing the roof.
We can't hear. We can't hear in this space. We need a space that you can hear us in. We need to have that space. Jesus. You can't hear him.
Well, if we all picked up the chairs and went to the lobby, there wouldn't be the sound from the roof.
Is the theater,
Lobby downstairs.
The Quintero's
it-
open.
It would have been acting 6 and we're in here,
Yeah.
so.
It,
Also, that was very inappropriate to be in this room knowing that there's this banging going on. I could barely hear Maya.
This is how big it is. Girl, get up. Get up. Get the hell up. Jesus Christ. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Pull out your phones and tell this story, because they don't care. They don't care. I keep telling y'all they don't care. They don't care. You gotta make them hear you. They don't care. Cannot believe these people. We keep looking to these people for answers. We don't need to look to them for no answers. I told you they was gonna try to kick me out this bitch, because I got too fucking much to say. This shit is pissing me the fuck off. Are y'all aware there's being a meeting being had with the chief of police? Are y'all guys aware?
We are aware of this? Yes.
Are you guys aware there's a meeting being had with the chief of police upstairs? Are you guys aware?
I know that you.
Are you aware? Yes. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure, because there are some people in this building not aware.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we're moving it down here. So if you guys aren't aware of that either, everybody's gonna come down here, because they can't hold a space for us to be heard. So now we're trying to find somewhere for people to hear us, because they don't care. So I just wanted to let y'all know before we disrupt y'all's space, because they're not going to tell you either, because they don't care about that either. They come wherever they want. If you didn't know, this matters about you guys too, if you didn't know.
We?
Yes. Sit right here at this
And it gets a
piano
little more noisy.
where I sing my freedom every day.
Probably like here on his best.
Camera on me. Just trying to tell my story. I want to tell everybody else's story, but I don't want to tell mine.
If anybody else wants to speak, this space is a little bit bigger, so you might have to use more
Why
of
we
your
can't get a
voice.
microphone? Why we can't get the?
Don't be
why we can't
afraid
get
to.
the word?
This is an open space, and I.
So yesterday, I saw a TikTok video of, where's the young man?
Hi.
I saw your TikTok video. And when I saw the video,
I want to sit down here. I'm
I
scared to
called
sit next to anybody I don't know.
and I saw a few issues when I saw the video. One, I saw a student hurting, which is not a good thing. And I saw someone who needed some information, some understanding, and I assumed that that student would not be the only person in that situation. There'd be other people that need information, understanding, a way to vent, say their piece. I think. So when I had a conversation with the dean, there was a lot of things that came to light that I wasn't happy about. Okay, number one, I'm gonna call it the solution. You call it the green vest, right?
Yes.
I didn't agree with that. I didn't approve of that. I didn't know about that. And then when that plan was put into place, so that was a horrible communication breakdown between a member of my team and the theater department. Because I get really pissed off when people make departmental decisions and don't tell me about it. If it's a departmental decision, I gotta know about it. And I didn't. In front of the leadership, so that you know that that's something that's booming out there. And then that's something that you have to address. One of the things I've seen since I've been at U of A, this is why I get in trouble. This is why I probably won't be lasting too much longer. So it just seems to me like there may need to be some discussion, modification of how some high-level decisions are made for greater inclusion. If that inclusion and equality is not perceived to be there, then that trust is not there. And then no matter what you say, people don't receive it because the trust is not there. It's the way I need to say it, and again, hopefully you feel my spirit in what I'm saying, and my words may not be perfect. So I might say it in a way that may hurt your feelings a little bit, but I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to get the point, the bigger point across so we can get to where we need to be, and not having the same discussions about the same thing, right? You know, same discussion, same thing. We still talking about the treatment of people, equality. We still having the same discussion. Okay. So vests up. I'm on record with that.
They're not bulletproof.
I'm on record that there needs to be larger discussion, not involving me, about the way your place operates and the role or treatment of people of color and or women in this space. That's something that y'all gotta do separate from me. That's something that the leadership needs to do. Because the young lady talked about the feelings of not equal space. Okay, and that needs to be addressed, but that's not my role in this matter. So
The media is the most powerful tool we have,
November event.
and they don't even know it.